And
Have you felt like you two have sort of balanced each other out with the healing sort of process? You've been there for each other. You sort of unjudgment. It's a safe space. Like when I talk to people, I mean, I found that on my trip that when I was talking to them, they came into a safe space and they sort of learned something about themselves. I don't know how this all works, but I'm sort of creating that safe space, that judgmental space that people can be themselves. Is that how you felt with your partner, your wife at the moment?
100%. But I've only started to feel it recently.
Oh,
If
right. Okay.
if I'm being completely honest, I haven't given her the credit that she needs up until the past 5 years.
Well, that's when it all
And
started. This is when this transformation started. It's really funny you say that because that's when the transformation started, about 219, 220, when all that pokeroo shit happened, Um,
yeah,
very funny. A lot of people say that. Really, really funny that they have that moment where everything's just changed, but then it sort of progressively goes from there. And as you said, it's only just recently.
yeah, and that's the thing. Like I weren't really giving her much credit up until that point. I felt that I felt that she needed a person to guide her into becoming who she was supposed to be. Because as a kid, she didn't really have the opportunity, kind of like myself, to gain an identity. Certain things happened to her. I can say some things, I can't say most, but
That's okay,
you
mate.
know,
You did what you did say. It's all good.
she basically she lost two children at very young age. She was only 13 at the time, and she lost two children to
Well,
Gaucher's disease.
we'll leave it at that. That's
And
weird.
that kind of that pushed her to a certain side, and then obviously it kind of led from there. And then her two brothers committed suicide, and her father died of an heart attack, and these were
Wow.
in a space of 12 years. So
Far out.
it's a lot for a person to
Sort
go
of
through.
sort of find out that you sort of connected on that level. I mean, we know in so I believe in some way we're sort of guided in whatever we do. We have to accept what happens, however bad it is. Don't worry about that. I mean, you and me sit there go, why did that happen? There's always a purpose, gift, or a message. And for you guys to get to where you are right now, and you and me talking, we had to go through exactly what we had to go through.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like I said, I found I could feel the energy, and I felt like I needed to give her guidance to become and just to gain an identity, because she didn't really have no identity at the time. She suffers from dyslexia as well, severe dyslexia, which doesn't allow her to be able to express herself uh, in the way that we could.
Yep.
And that's where I came into play. That's where my kind of higher being was starting to come out, because I'm pretty good with my words, and I was able to give her a voice and able to just say, this put things into perspective for her to understand, but also tell people what she thinks as well, because of by knowing her words and knowing what she's saying. And that's kind of where our relationship kind of blossomed. I mean, within 6 months of us meeting each other, we were engaged. Within a year, we were married.
How'd you feel about that?
Oh, I'm all for it.
Well, how did it feel at the time? Sorry, I mean now it's obviously it's proven point. There's a lot of
At the
stuff with
time, it
regards.
was
There's a lot of stuff with regards to moving too fast. I mean that's just bloody people. But I think not having the understanding, just having the understanding of the spiritual connection in that which we've lost a lot of. What you said within 6 to 12 months of being married wouldn't be a hassle in some ways if we understood it. But I think it's sort of
not
like you know what I mean?
not when it comes to me and her. Like if the reason why I say that is because I mean, it sounds like a bit of a cliche, but it was kind of like two broken souls becoming one. That's
Okay.
basically what it was like with me and her. We were both broken from things that happened to us in our past, and when we got together, it was kind of like it completed each other. We